Are you ready to expand your life and reality? Join us for the next hour with Jamie Bates as she shares life-changing thoughts, techniques, and awarenesses to help you expand your reality.
Hello and welcome. I am Jamie Bates, consciousness facilitator and expander of realities. My mission with my radio show is to create greater awareness of what is possible and to expand you beyond the limitations of this reality. I am grateful that you're joining me today. And today is April 22nd, 2020. And man, oh man, are we really going through uh, some really kind of intense, interesting, really some things that none of us have ever experienced before, right? So this week I wanted to really share some strength and some clearings and give us all some space to get out of judgment of ourselves, really truly from really where I'm at. I've been talking for years now about how the world is going to be resetting, right? And how we're going to have a new reality by December 21st, 2021. And, this is it, you guys. This is the reset. This is the space that we have all been looking for. And I totally get it. I know that right now things feel a little bit difficult, and there is so much intensity going on in the world right now, right? We are experiencing so many different intense energies going on. And today I wanted to really, let's just chat about that. And I'm going to run you through my new defined method, the energetic receiving method, to really help us kind of untangle some of those places where we might be in judgment of what we're going through right now, and even in judgment of ourselves. I'm hearing that a lot this week. People having a hard time because they feel like they should be doing a lot more during this time off, right? But they feel tired and they feel out of it and they feel disconnected and they feel all of these things, and it's making it hard to really truly do anything or get anything done. And right now, I want us all to just acknowledge right now that that's okay. It's okay if you can't do anything right now. It's okay if all you have energy to do is lay on the couch and rest. That's all right. Lately on my page, on my Facebook page, The Conscious Empath, I've been really posting a lot of stuff about, if you're feeling, enraged about what's going on right now, it's time to really look at why. Or if you're feeling, if you're doing anything else besides really giving yourself space to transform, then you're wasting this time. And I've been really getting a lot of backlash about that from people, because people are like, well, people are in anxiety and overwhelm, and I get that. I totally do get that. I'm what I'm saying in that is if you're feeling that way, that's a call to action right now. Okay, that's a call to action. Okay, and using this time to transform your life. Sometimes going through a transformation means you sleep for 3 days and you rest for 10 more. It really does, because the thing is as your body is changing, as your life is changing, there is a certain amount of rest that is required from you. And resting is probably one of the best things that you can do for your body right now. If you feel inspired and you feel like doing more than just resting, then great, that's awesome. But even for myself, there's days where I feel, inspired and I'm getting a ton done, and I'm functioning, really high functioning. And then there's other days where it's like I'm just wore out, and I am just resting more than I normally would, and I'm allowing my body that space to do that without having a judgment about it. And today I want to really invite you into that space, and I want you to really remind yourself that much of the symptoms that you're feeling, the dizziness, lightheadedness, the inability to concentrate. Many of these things are coming through to your body because we are upgrading right now. We are getting pummeled with information, with new energies, with upgrades that are coming through our system. And our body is trying to assimilate those higher energy frequencies, and it's difficult. Okay, it's hard. It's hard on our bodies. Our bodies have been rooted in this third dimensional energy for a really, really long time. And now the earth is rapidly evolving and vibrating differently, and our bodies are trying to assimilate to that energy. And you are going to feel weird. You are going to feel off. You are going to feel different. You are going to feel all kinds of things, and that's okay. Every single thing that you're experiencing is okay. Obviously, if you're feeling extreme flu symptoms and you're worried that you have the COVID-19, then this is not a replacement for medical intervention in any way, shape, or form. If you still feel like you need to go see a doctor, go see a doctor. But I'm definitely not suggesting that this is replacement for medical treatment in any way, shape, or form. I just want to let you know that your body is experiencing many different symptoms right now because this planet is shifting and changing and rearranging, and much of the energy that you're perceiving in your body is from those shifts. And let's take a nice deep breath. Yeah. And just know that whatever you're experiencing right now is okay. Much of what I've been posting about, it's like, what we have to get is if you're experiencing things that you no longer want to experience, like if you're in like deep frustration and you don't want to be frustrated anymore, that is a call to action. If you are feeling, anger raging through your system and you're ready to be done being angry, right now is a call to action. It's a time to understand that you have to take control of what you are experiencing. If you are experiencing things that you do not like to experience anymore, it's time to learn how to change those symptoms, those emotional outbreaks, those emotional paradigms that you no longer want to be a part of. Right now is probably one of the most powerful times we have ever had available to us to be able to shift and change those. Right now is um, really truly, we've never had a time like this, right? We've never had a time where the world has slowed down to the pace it is slowed down to. And even if you are still working, even if you are an essential worker, it still is true that we can't go run to the mall, we can't go, we don't have dentist appointments right now, and we don't have 8 million soccer games and dance and all of these things that we used to be running off to all of the time right now are non-existent. And so even if you are still working, life has still gotten slower for you because you're working and then you're coming home, and that's basically what you're doing, right? And on those home days, and even if you're staying home all the time right now, on those home days is when it is so important to be looking at how am I acting or reacting that doesn't work for me. And today I want to really dive into, as we kind of untangle and we go into some of these, go through the energetic receive method, I really want us to get out of judgment of ourselves. So if you're still having places where you're acting out in anger, let's say, and especially right now, if you're home with your kids and your husband and you're all, crammed in the house and you're home all day and you're like, ready to explode. I get it. I totally get the overwhelm it can be, but I also get that it doesn't have to be that way. Okay, it really doesn't have to be that way. Yeah, breathe that in for a moment. You can have peace and ease with everyone home. And if you're finding yourself choosing things like anger, frustration, or overwhelm and you don't want to, the first step in really changing that is acknowledging that you're having that go on, okay? Second step is apologizing for when you do choose it. Okay, so like if you did, fly off the handle last night at dinner and you had a massive meltdown, even today would be a day that you can go back and say, you know what, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I flew off the handle. I apologize that I, said some things I didn't want to say. I don't want to be that person anymore. I don't want to be that person who flies off the edge in anger. I don't want to be that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to choose that. And then from there, it's really about moving forward and making different choices. And today I'm going to run you through the energetic receiving method, which, in my opinion, is the best way possible to change these patterns for yourself. It's really, truly, it's essentially everything I've been teaching over the past few years, and it's all really uh, combined into what I have kind of molded it into is a step-by-step method to really get you into you and really make these conscious choices moving forward and allow you to align yourself with anything that you would like to align your life with. Um, so today we're going to run through that. We're really going to focus on any of these places that you're in judgment of what's going on right now, or even in judgment of yourself, because I feel like a majority of us are in so much judgment of ourselves and what's going on for us, right? And the inability to do things, or the inability to choose things right now, or the inability to, do things that we feel like we should be doing. All of these things are adding up to really putting a lot of pressure on our system, and a lot of pressure that really isn't required right now, because all you are required to be doing right now is healing. All you are required to be doing right now is transforming, allowing these energies to come in. And I don't even want to say that you're required to be healing, because you don't have to heal if you don't want to heal. I mean, that's totally and completely your choice. But what you're experiencing is the energies that are coming into your body are asking you to receive them so they can come in and make these molecular DNA changes that your body requires to move forward. If you're in judgment, if you're in resistance of what's going on right now, what you're doing is you're stopping these frequencies from coming into your body. And by stopping these frequencies from coming into your body, you're slowing the progress. Really, I don't know, even like I can't even really come up with a word that even really defines it. You're just slowing down the progress that you really could be making in your forward motion by being in judgment of yourself, or even being in judgment of what we're going through right now. All the world is asking you to do right now is keep your barriers down and receive the information that is coming through, and allow that information to come in and make the changes that your body requires it to make. Okay? Breathe that in for a moment. Just feel that for a moment. Yeah. My birdies are going to talk to us today. Today they've had it's kind of a yucky day here in Michigan. It keeps, like, it's cold and it keeps raining periodically on and off, and the birds they're feeling restless. They're ready for the summer sun to come through and be shining on them all day. So they're too feeling the same way. So hopefully this can contribute to them as well. So let's go ahead and just get started today. And let's take some nice deep breaths. Yeah, and let's put our barriers down, 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 and just put all of that all the way down to the ground. Yeah, and let's go ahead and expand out. And if you've never expanded before, essentially what we're doing is we're expanding out our beings, not our bodies, okay? We're going to allow our beings to expand, and allowing that space. Essentially what we're doing is we are acknowledging that your body is within your being is not within your body, which I think many of us have always been taught, or we've always, envisioned that we have this little tiny spark of light, and it's, way deep inside of us, and it's our being, right? when in all actuality your being is this big, huge, infinite space, and your body is within that. And when we're in the infinite space of who we be, we actually really truly get to receive information. We get to really be the receivers that we truly be. Plus, it just helps a slew of things going on in your life to dissolve when you stay in an expanded space. So let's go ahead and expand. So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and expand out as big as the building that you're in. Go all the way out and all the way down and all the way up. And again, you're just expanding your being, not your body. And go ahead and expand out as big as the city that you're in. Go all the way out and all the way down and all the way up. And go ahead and expand out as big as the state that you're in. We're going to go big here, as big as the state that you're in, all the way out and all the way down and all the way up. And go ahead and go out as big as the country that you're in, all the way out and all the way down and all the way up. And nice deep breath. And let's go ahead and make ourselves as big as the planet that we're on, as big as planet Earth. Go bigger, faster, bigger, faster, bigger, faster. Yeah, becoming one with everyone and everything. And the universe, as big as the universe actually is. In the multiverse, multiple universes. And let's go bigger, faster, bigger, faster, bigger, faster, bigger, faster. And times that by a million, times that by a million, and times that by a million, times that by a million. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Times 1 million universes. And go all the way out as big as you actually are, as the infinite being that you be. Yeah, and breathe that all the way through. And all the way through, and all the way through, and all the way through, and all the way through. And when we're in this expanded space of who we be, everything can just flow through, right? We don't have to have these contractions. We don't have to get stuck in all of these limited points of views. We can just receive, 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 receive. And what is anything and everything that's stopping you from being in the true space of who you be? Yeah, and everything, all of that is. We're just going to grab that, all of that energetically, everything in your field that is stopping you from being as big as you truly be, everything, all of that is. And all of that, 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 all of that. Yeah, everything, all of that is. Can we just choose to remove all of that from all of universes? And can we just choose that now? And all you have to say is, yes, I choose that now. This is your universe. You get to decide. And we're just going to vaporize that out of there. Vaporize, 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 vaporize. Essentially, anytime there is anything blocking you, or if there's anything stopping you, this is your universe and you get to decide. So energetically, it's just all energetic information, essentially, right? It's form and structures and points of views and belief systems and agreements and commitments. And when you can look at that and say, okay, I can perceive that that information is stopping me from, truly expanding. Let's take that as an example. And we can perceive that and we can grab all of that. You get to decide that you can clear that. And all you have to do is clear that energetically. I like to vaporize things just because vaporizing is fun for me. And it really is kind of a cognitive way for me to release and remove energy, which is such a freeing way to really take control of what is going on within your universe. So let's just vortex this through for a moment. And what is everything that's in the way of you truly having access to the true space of who you be? I'm going to clear that one more time. There's still something existing within there. And everything, all of that is right there. All of that, 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 all of that. Can we just choose to remove all of that from all of universes? And can we just choose that now? And vaporize, 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 vaporize. And nice deep breath. So today we were going to talk about really truly being in this space of judgment of what's going on right now and even judgment of ourselves. So let's look at what is everything that is holding you to judging what we are experiencing right now. And everything, all of that is, all of that, 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 all of that. Can we just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes? And can we just choose that now? And vaporize, 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 vaporize. Nice deep breath. And what is everything that's keeping you in judgment of you? Ooh, let's just go all the way through that, 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 all the way through that. Wow, and all the way through that. And everything, all of that is, all of that, 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 all of that. Can we just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes? And can we just choose that now? And vaporize, 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 vaporize. Let's even look at here, what is everything that's keeping you in judgment of what everyone else is doing or being right now? Oh, let's just go all the way down and all the way through and all the way down and all the way through and all the way down and all the way through. Everything, all of that is right there. Can we just choose to remove all of that from all of universes? And can we just choose that now? And vaporize, 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 vaporize. We are in such an interesting time right now because we are not only in a time that we've never experienced before, right? None of us have ever lived through, at least in this reality and this lifetime, I should say. We've never lived through a pandemic, but there's also those of us who have probably in other lifetimes lived in a pandemic, right? And potentially even lost people that we loved in, whether it was this pandemic or maybe even the last pandemic or even the one before that, right? Potentially your being has already been through a pandemic. And potentially what you are receiving and a lot of the information that you're internalizing and a lot of the stress and the things that you're feeling going on in your body right now could technically be the reference points to the past time that you experienced this a pandemic like this. And let's just look at everywhere that you are attached to or you have reference points and decision points in and around a pandemic. Oh, yeah. In everything all of that is, can we just choose to remove all of that from all of universes? And can we just choose that now? And vaporize, 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 vaporize. Anywhere that you're holding on to any fear or panic about this pandemic. Let's just go through that. Everything, all of that is. And all of that, 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 all of that. Can we just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes? And can we just choose that now? And vaporize, 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 vaporize. Yeah, we're just gonna let that vortex through for a moment. Let that vortex through and let that vortex through and let that vortex through. And take a nice deep breath. So a lot of energy moving here. And let's just look at anywhere that you may have you may be judging your experience of this pandemic as bad, terrible, awful. Yes, everything, all of that is right there. And all of that, 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 all of that. Can we just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes? And can we just choose that now? And vaporize, 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 vaporize. You know, one of the things that I'm really aware of as we move through this is a lot of the form and structure that has been in place has been crumbling, and that's part of what we're feeling in our body, okay? Because we are attached to a lot of those form and structures that are crumbling right now, and not in a good way. Most of them are form and structures of control, manipulation, those kind of things, but we have those ingrained and rooted within our system. So as these systems are falling, we are feeling the effects of it in our body. So let's just look at where is everywhere that you are still connected within those systems, and maybe you're even still trying to pull them back or save them or reconnect them somewhere else. Yes, everything, all of that is right there. Let's go all the way down and all the way out and all the way down and all the way out and all the way down and all the way out. Everything, all of that is, can we just choose to remove all of that from all of universes? And can we just choose that now? And vaporize, 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 vaporize. And just let all that go. It is not your responsibility to save this world. It is not your responsibility to save those form and structures. Yeah, breathe that in for a moment. Just let that lightness of that just come through your body and being, understanding that you do not have to uphold those form and structures any longer. You can allow them to let go. You can let go. You can let go. Let's just untangle that a little bit deeper and a little bit further and a little bit deeper and a little bit further. And I know that many of us are struggling right now financially as well. And I want to make sure that I acknowledge today that, the world is going to continue to shift and change, and the financial paradigms in this reality are going to change as well. Okay. And if if you're in a place right now where you haven't been receiving any assistance, just know that it is coming. And when this is all said and done, especially when this is all over, you will be in a better financial state than you have ever been. This is going to be true for every single one of us. We are going to be in a better financial state than we have ever been by the end of this. And I do have the awareness that, the end of this, like the end of this whole thing is not really going to be until, I know everybody's kind of in different areas of the, the world. So everyone's lockdown is going to be ending in different time frames. But before the pandemic and before all of this is over, it'll be the end of July. But by the end of July, just please know that if you're experiencing financial hardships right now, those are going to change and shift really, really soon here. I would say within the next 7 to 14 days, you are going to feel a big, massive shift within the financial paradigms of what's going on in your life. Okay, so let's just hold the space for that. Every single one of us, let's just hold the space for that. And everything that makes us loop back into the fear around upset with finances. Yeah, that right there. And everything, all of that is, and all of that, 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 all of that. Can we just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes? And can we just choose that now? And vaporize, 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 vaporize. I was talking the other day in my private Facebook group. It's called The Conscious Empath. If you haven't joined us yet, please join us in there. And I basically had just posted that, much of the fear that we have is really helping to contribute and uphold some of these form and structures we don't want to create. So if we don't want to create more financial struggle in this world, we have to learn how to disconnect from the paradigms where we feel like we are being pulled back into financial struggle. I was actually talking about it in relation to this vaccine that they're doing. I know a lot of people are having a lot of fear and panic coming over their body around this vaccine that's coming out. And, the thing is I know a lot of people are really upset with, the government's going to make everybody get it, or, all of these things. And those projections, again, those projections are actually going to uphold that space. So if you're fearful about this vaccine that's coming out and you do not want it to be part of your world or be injected in your body, then you have to know that you're going to be fine and you're not going to have to get it. Okay, like you have to hold that space. We have to have enough of us holding that space in order for that space to be materialized. Okay. And a couple shows ago, I guess it was probably maybe last month or so, I recorded a show called The Tale of Two Realities. And I was talking about how there is going to be a divide, and there is going to be this reality is going to stay in that lack paradigm. And then there's going to be a new reality that's going to be exposed for those who want to choose the freedom and the lightness of being. And that's kind of one of those things, like within the financial structure, within the financial paradigms, if you want to stay in lack and limitation and not having enough money, you can stay by believing that those paradigms are going to continue to be true for you, or you can allow this wealth that's flowing in right now, because there is a wealth frequency that is flowing into the planet right this very moment. It has been flowing in, and the more and more you just give up the idea that you're going to have to struggle anymore and that you're not going to have money, the more and more you're going to allow those wealth frequencies to come through your body, come through your being. And when those wealth frequencies come through, it's going to allow you to have more money than you've ever had before. And I'm not saying by the end of July you're going to have more money than you ever had before, but by the end of July, you will have more money than you used to have at the end of each month. Okay, your wealth will be increasing. And as we continue to go on throughout the year, we're going to find there's going to be a lot of structures that are implanted in this world, like universal basic incomes, new programs that are there to help support people to flow this massive amount of wealth energy that's being downloaded on the planet. We are going to see the effects of that, but you cannot be in resistance of money in order to have that. And everywhere you're in resistance of money, and everywhere you're in resistance of wealth, that right there. And all of that, 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 all of that. Everything, all of that is, can we just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes? And can we just choose that now? And vaporize, 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 vaporize. Okay, I'm going to actually let this energy vortex through here for a moment. We still have like 5 more steps of the energetic receiving method that we're going to run through. We're still in the clearing steps, so we're going to move forward when we come back from our break, and we're going to dive into healing as we move forward. So thank you so much for listening. Just give me 1 minute to take a quick break. Please listen to my commercials, and when we come back, we will continue on.
The Consciousness Playground is a membership community to support you in living a conscious and aware life. Each month, members receive life and reality-changing concepts. It also includes member-only content and a VIP Facebook group to ask questions and connect with like-minded individuals. The Consciousness Playground currently has instant access to over 150 hours of life-changing audios and exclusive programs, with more added each month. Each and every month has a theme and includes audios and live calls around that topic. This playground has audios worth over $1,500 that you can access all at once. Come learn, grow, expand, and create something different in your life today.
Frequency infusion meditations are designed to create expansion of being and awareness of self. Lift and change the vibration of your body, places, and things through sound at frequencyinfusion.com.
And we're back, and we're still really vortexing that energy through. And so we just did some pretty deep clearings there, and those clearings really dynamic and changing the energy space and consciousness of who you be. Clearing is really probably one of the most powerful ways that you can really totally take control back of your life, is to really release and unwind and clear out those paradigms that you no longer want to function in. So let's go ahead. We're going to move forward here with the heal. So let's go ahead and put any of the fractures, altars, parallels, pictures, reflections of you out in front of you that feel, we talked about what, judging you, where you feel like maybe you're still in judgment of you or judgment of what's going on right now. And even anywhere that you're judging really what we're experiencing in these frequencies that are coming in. So maybe even anywhere that you're judging being wealthy, or judging having money, or judging yourself for not being productive right now. Any of those parts, pieces, fractures, altars, reflections, pictures of you out in front of you. And what we're going to do here is we're going to pull, so they're out in front of you, we're going to pull that pure positive life force energy from behind them, through the space in between, and into your body and being. Yeah, pulling and receiving, and that energy is going to go into your body and being, and it's going to go right out the other side. You are not keeping that information. You are not keeping that energy. You are just allowing that energy to flow through. So from any of them parts and pieces of you that feel anxiety, or feel upset, or feel overwhelmed, or feel bad about who you are, or what you've been choosing, or feel upset about being angry, any of that, you're going to put all of those out in front of you. And we're going to pull that pure positive life force energy from behind them, through the space in between, receive into your body and being, out the other side. Pulling and receiving, and pulling and receiving, just allowing that pure positive life force energy to flow through all of those parts, pieces, aspects, reflections, pictures of you where you are in judgment of, or you are feeling uncomfortable about. And we're going to pull them all the way through, and just receiving them into your body and being, and out the other side. And let's go ahead and send back those energies of gratitude. So we're going to send gratitude from you, so from the sides of you, and we're going to send gratitude back. And we're going to send gratitude to every single one of those parts, pieces, reflections, pictures of you, and we're going to send gratitude through them, and right out the other side of them, and then back into your body and being, creating that gratitude circle around the edges. So there's this pure positive life force energy that's flowing through and out the other side, and then sending back this powerful gratitude energy, being thankful and grateful for you. Just really be thankful and grateful for you. Thank you so much for being here, and for withholding this difficult time, and for all of the difficult times that you've been in this reality. Thank you so much for staying here. Gratitude to you for making it through these hard times, for still continuing to be here even though it's been very difficult. Just really giving yourself the space to have that gratitude for you. You have been strong, capable. And although sometimes you're really hard on yourself, you have done a great job. And it's time to really acknowledge what a great job you have done. You are an amazing contribution to this society, and we need you here. Let's just feel that. Really feel that gratitude for yourself. And let's receive. What can we receive right now to allow that gratitude for each and every one of us to expand and be received in all totality? And just receive. What can you receive right now from the universe to have the space of you be full of ease for all eternity? And just receive that right now. And what can you receive right now to feel the beauty and the amazing spark of you with ease? And let's just receive right now. Really allowing the universe to give you the downloads of how amazing and wonderful and what a contribution your being is to this planet. Now is the time, you guys. We have to wake up. We have to understand that now is the time that we shift and change into something greater than we ever have before. And just receive. Nice deep breath. Really allowing ourselves to say no to those things that no longer nurture and care for our souls. Giving ourselves permission right this very moment to have healthy boundaries in place, to understand who and what is really not making us feel well, and really giving ourselves the strength right now to understand that we can say no to anything and anyone we would like to. Now is the time that's more important than ever that we're really cautious in who we are sharing our energy with. It's okay for you to stand in what works for you. It's okay to really allow yourself to feel your truth and walk your truth without having to check in with anyone else. Just really feel how powerful your inner being is and your inner awareness. You really do have the capacity to feel what is true for you so strongly in your body that can guide you and lead you to what is true for you. Understanding that you no longer have to check in with anybody else. You have the power to make your own choices. And let's make some conscious choices moving forward here. Let's choose to stay present with what our body and our being requires. And let's just make the conscious choice to allow our beings to receive whatever it is that we require to receive, to truly allow our bodies to upgrade with ease. We can have ease here. This does not have to be difficult. It does not have to be hard. You do, however, maybe need to rest a little bit more than what you're used to, and that's okay. Give your body the space to do that. Give your life the space to do that right now. Making a conscious choice to allow these upgrades to flow through just allows your being to be upgraded with ease. So let's just make that conscious choice to make these upgrades easier and better on your body. So these upgrades can flow in and you can disconnect from those old paradigms that you no longer want to be connected to with ease. And nice deep breath. And let's just align ourselves with this energy of power and ease and knowing that where we are headed is going to be an amazing, expansive space. The more we let go, the more we flow with freedom, the better and easier this is all going to be. I know many of you feel it already. And I feel like in the very beginning, there was a lot of excitement energy because we could perceive what was coming in. And as the time has worn on, it's kind of gotten like, oh, it still has hints of excitements here and there, but sometimes it does feel a little heavier. And that really is because there's so many things. I mean, now we're, over a month in at least, in most of the places in the US, we've been on lockdown for a little over a month. And I know places in other places of the world it's been a little bit longer or it's been different. And I know as this time goes on, people are starting to get restless and people are starting to feel a little bit of upset going on. But please know that this time of reset is required. And when we come out of this, we're going to come out of this stronger and better and living a life that works so much better than the life we had before. So please just allow yourself some time right now to breathe and to heal. And if you do nothing else except listen to some podcasts and breathe and heal, that's okay. And even if there's a day that you do nothing else besides sleep, that's okay. Give yourself this time and space to heal and know that however you're healing, it's okay. if you're really ready and you really are still feeling yourself looping in things that still don't work for you, please keep in mind that my Consciousness Playground is still open right now. For the time being, I will be closing the doors temporarily, or at least for probably, I'm going to move to more of a paradigm where it's closed and only open like twice a year. So I can use some time to really nurture the people that are in there. And, we are meeting right now once a week for private calls, and we're really, talking about a lot of the things that people are experiencing. We're deep diving into all kinds of different paradigms. The Consciousness Playground has a step-by-step through the energetic method right now. Plus, it also has just tons of other programs to really lead you through clearings to really help you find your lightness. So if you would like to join us, please check out my website, jamie-bates, BATES.com, and check out the Consciousness Playground. It's up in the top there, and really, truly join us for this consciousness community so you can really live your best conscious and aware life. I appreciate you all listening to me so much, and I'm grateful for all of you. Thank you so much. Please feel free to reach out to me. You can find my Facebook page, The Conscious Empath, or you can also join my Facebook group, which is also The Conscious Empath. I would love to have you join me. I would love to have you share your input. I would love to hear your thoughts. So thank you so much for joining me, and I will talk to you soon. Have a great day. Thanks.
You have been listening to Expand Your Reality with your host, Jamie Bates. Thank you for listening.